Hey, this is a Headshot Zealot, and I'm gonna show you the tutorial on how to make the double door. So I'm gonna show how the circuit goes through the track, and since this thing is so complex, I'm gonna show it to you in parts actually, just like from where I began to how I got to this. So that's how all the circuit goes through there when you hit it, and I'll also explain the different types of devices I had to use in the circuit to make it work. So coming over here, this is just the double door pull away, and the pull away from the mesa that holds the riverbed, and so that's how it works. I color coded for you to show you where it goes when it gets pulled in, and this is the wiring down here. As you can see, both torches are, both of them are not getting power right now because the torches underneath those are off. And the inverters are what allow that to happen. So when the when the lever's off, the torches are on. And this is the upgraded version. As you can see, it takes less wiring. You can just wire one torch, and then that piston back there is actually the top staircase. It gets pushed into place because over here I don't have that in there, because that's something that I came up with later on for the piston tower down there. I can move forward one. So yeah, this piston tower. So this was my original idea, and then after I figured out how to wire the door, I tried to figure out how I was going to wire the tower. So I started with 1-3 tall piston. So it turns on like that. It goes from bottom to top 1, 2, 3, and then from top to bottom 1, 2, 3. And then it receives a fourth signal to pull down the top piston. And how that works is I built this clock over here. So this is how the clock works. You hit the lever and it opens the circuit and closes the circuit on the left side that leads out. And then it also closes the circuit on the inside to allow the circuit to just kind of go around in a circle. And that's how the clock works. I came up with that to be able to send out like a secondary signal once you hit the lever. So with one hit you do two things. It works really well, and it allows for a lot of stuff to happen with the staircase. And this is how I wired the delays, just for the 1, 2, 3 from bottom to top, and then 1, 2, 3 from top to bottom. You just have to make those delays, whichever, and go in the correct order, which is pretty easy. So this is the staircase. This is how that works. And over here is a simplified version of the clock. It just uses sticky pistons instead of a double piston pushing system. It works much better and easier. So when the lever is powered on, the staircase is extended, and when you power it off, the staircase pulls down like it normally would. And then the clock allows a secondary signal to go out to pull down the remaining, or do the remaining steps in the signal. So again, it just works like the tower, and you just have to get all the delays down right, or else it won't work. But it's just a process. And yeah, so that's how that works. I'll move on to the other or the actual door now. This is the circuit that allows the two levers to open and close the door no matter what position they're in. It always just goes open, close. And how that works is one lever goes through an inverter along its track, and the other lever controls pistons along the track that the first one goes along, and it has an inverter along the opposite track as the first lever. And that makes it so that when the first lever's on, the inverter will be on, and that will close the circuit on the left, and then that will open the circuit on the right. And since the first lever's off, the inverter is on, so it completes the circuit. And yeah, so like the piston is powered on. It's really easy to build, and it just allows for the current to alternate and turn the door on and off no matter what position it's in. So that's just another thing that I came across while building. So here we are at that breaker type of thing in the circuit, and I'm just going to show you how the circuit works. So right now it's closed, and the power right here, this is what does everything that isn't the waterfall. So it goes through this circuit, and when you turn it off, it goes through this delay, and once it exits that delay, it does all the actions that aren't the waterfall. But that delay is the 17 seconds that it takes for the waterfall to fall all the way down and like dissipate. And in order to make it open close properly, when you want to close it again, I had to come up with another type of circuit, and so it goes through here, and once it exits out on the other side, it actually turns this inverter right here back on, which opens up this gate. So instead of having to go through the delay when you turn the system back on, it just goes through the shortcut and is able to do all these actions over here. And that halves the time that you have to wait for the door to open and close. So that's really useful. And then the circuit also just continues through the delay, and once it gets through the delay, it pops the breaker and turns it off. So it's reset for next time. And over here, this is the waterfall circuit, and it's the same thing. It has breakers. It's a little different over here. So the power goes through that first breaker, and it continues along here, and it goes up here, and it breaks into two parts here. One of them goes up and controls the waterfall, and this one comes back along here, and comes back to this platform over here that has two pistons on it. One of them that's along the track that's already on is open, and this one has an inverter on it and is closed. So when you turn the lever off, it switches those pistons back there, and it goes up this path right here, and goes up the torch ladder, and it comes over here, and this is just a double pull away. So like when the pistons that are in the way of the water pull back, they get pulled to the sides, and is closed right now. So there's stone right there and a piston right there, and that's how that works. Yeah, that's really easy to wire. And since the breakers switch when you turn it off, and it switches from the fast track to the delay track, this piston actually goes into place. So when next time you turn it on, it goes through this delay, and that's the delay for the door to close all the way, have the stairs go down, have the door close, and then the water will be just about to hit the ground when everything closes. So that's how that's timed. This circuit's completely separate from the rest of it just because it was easier. Alright, so this is after the delay for the circuit that does everything that is with the waterfall. So the circuit comes up here, and this is what controls the doorway. It puts a delay on it so that it closes after the stairs pull down when you close the door. And when you hit this lever, in order to make it open with the door opening first so the stairs can go into place, there is a circuit down lower that causes a breaker to open, and that allows the door to just open immediately. And that happens about the same time as the wall pops out of place, and that was that torch turning back on over there instead of inverted. And there's a clock there, and that's for the staircase. Yeah, this is the inverted torch for the wall. So they go off at the same time, and then this turns on because it's got an inverter, and this is what controls the staircase and also the riverbed to pop up. This is like an old version of the clock. I haven't updated it yet. And that's how the double door with the triple staircase works. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you can make this, and